Hey everybody, my name is Jason McIntosh with McIntosh Realty team. Today I want to talk with you about new construction. We're going to talk about a little bit about the process, advantages and disadvantages when it comes to purchasing new construction. So new construction is very popular right now. Our market is great here in the Savannah area. We have lots of buyers purchasing new homes in the new development areas where builders are just going, they're on fire building new homes. Again, we're very fortunate here in our local market to have as much activity as we do. I want to talk with you about the advantages, or a couple of advantages, when it comes to buying new construction. There's the obvious, the fact that you have a brand new home, brand new systems, air conditioners, roofs, water heaters, all of those type things that hopefully have a long life capacity to them. So that's an obvious advantage to purchasing new construction. But there are a couple of other things to consider if you're looking to buy a home. One thing is that oftentimes a buyer is able to do a little bit of customizing and pick their own finishes, whether it be flooring, if you like a certain color or a certain type. Countertops are very popular where builders allow buyers to be able to come in and just pick. They give them different categories and say, here are your different choices within the price range or within the terms that you've discussed. So depending on what phase the home is in that's being built that you may end up purchasing, oftentimes you can get in at a time where you can pick those finishes, which is very exciting, being able to customize your home. Another advantage that I think oftentimes people don't think about is the equity that you're able to obtain by buying new construction, particularly if you're able to be one of the first homes in a subdivision that's being built out. If you're able to get in on the front end, oftentimes what your price is will be different than what the price of the homes that are similar in your same neighborhood maybe a year later, or once the neighborhood begins to be finished out or more homes added to it. Oftentimes the builders will adjust those prices, and if the prices go up due to demand, you have built-in equity there for you, just by happen so of being in the right place at the right time and purchasing at the beginning of the build-out process of that neighborhood. So let's talk about a couple of things to consider when it comes to purchasing new construction that may be not necessarily a disadvantage, but something just to be aware of. One misconception that we hear a lot with buyers who are purchasing a new home is that they don't really need a home inspection because it's a brand new house. We would encourage you, no matter if it's brand new or a resale or any type of real estate transaction, always have a home inspection done. Sometimes there are things, we have great builders in our area, but you just want a second set of eyes to walk through with you on things that are important, just to see if anything may have been accidentally overlooked. It's always a good idea, and we always recommend having that home inspection done. The other thing that I would tell you, just as advice from a real estate agent, someone who's seen a lot of new construction neighborhoods, is just be careful not to overbuild or overprice yourself out of the neighborhood. Let me give you an example of what I mean by that. If you are in a neighborhood or in a community where a lot of the homes are similar, maybe they're all the same style house, maybe they're approximately the same size and square footage, have similar finishes. We talked a minute ago about the different options with being able to customize. I would just encourage you to be conscious of the fact that the majority of that neighborhood will be worth a certain dollar amount one day when it's time for you to resell that. So oftentimes we have buyers who come in and they want the most expensive flooring, the most expensive appliances, the most expensive finishes that you can imagine. And then unfortunately what happens is a couple of years later or a few years later, when they go to sell it, they realize that they spent more than what they may be able to get out when it comes time to sell it. Now, that being said, this is going to be your home for a long time. We want you to be happy. We want you to customize it to the point that you have everything that you would like to have that your budget will allow. But again, we would just encourage you to be aware and be conscious that at some point, more than likely, you're going to be ready to sell that home, and you just want to have an investment that makes sense for you so that you can resell it. And again, just be careful not to price yourself out of the neighborhood by putting too much into it up front. I hope that these are great tips for you. If you'd like to talk about the new construction process, what's involved with that, if you'd like to go see some homes, see some communities, we have agents that are always available to be able to help you and go show you those homes. Just let us know how we can help. If you have any questions for us, feel free to give us a call directly at 912-436-6551. We'll look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.